Would you look at this place? I can't film much because I am going out to collect more firewood. Zach and I are collecting piles everywhere, just in case we're snowed in, which, I mean, it's not gonna happen, but, you know, be prepared is the Scouts' motto, they say. Here's a situation we've all been in before, in the kitchen. You're in Central California, it's 80 degrees, you're flying kites, you're making delicious food, you're working on your stories, things are good. You want to start heading a little north though, up towards Oregon, and you're looking for a campground to stay, and it's closed. So you go to another one, and it's closed, and you go to another one, and it's closed, and around 5 p.m. things are starting to get a little bit bleak. But up a long and winding dirt road, you find some free dispersed camping, and you know what? It's pretty good. It's a little, you know, it's good. It's good. Gotta poop in the woods, that's not ideal ever, but, you know, it is what it is. So, again, this, I'm sure you can relate, this is a situation we've all been in before. Right around sleepy time, a few flakes of snow start falling, and it's like, what? No, what? Yes. So, to make my story short, what do you want on the snowiest day? That's right, warm carbs. Carbs are good for you. They're great. They're healthy. Don't believe anyone who says otherwise. They are delicious. They're nutritious. But what do you want with carbs? What goes well with every carb, pretty much? Warm, fresh marinara sauce you made yourself because it's cheaper, because it's tastier, because it's more fun, because it's easy. That's right. We're making tomato sauce. To make this, you're going to need olive oil, onion, garlic, salt, red pepper flakes, tomato paste, and a couple cans of whole tomatoes. Every recipe says you gotta use San Marzano tomatoes. That may be so, but I think Winco is fine. Hunt's is fine. Great value. Fred Meyer. Make do with what you have. Make do with what's cheap. You're also going to need a splash of balsamic vinegar and a big old wooden spoon to mush it all together. Start by chopping half of an onion. With some recipes, I take care to keep the chops uniform, but absolutely not with the tomato sauce. Make rectangles, make cubes, make triangles. Go crazy with it. Once you've chopped the onion, add it all to your cooking dish with a big glug of olive oil, like 2 tablespoons. As far as your cooking dish, a shallow pot works best, but I'm certain you can make it work with whatever you have around you. Cook the onions over medium-high heat to caramelize them. Make sure they don't burn, keep stirring. A lot of recipes say don't get any color, but I kind of like getting them a little bit browned. Then chop 2 cloves of garlic to add to the onions as they begin browning. You might want to chop those before you put the onions on the heat. You can add those in addition to some red pepper flakes to taste and about 2 tablespoons or a tablespoon and a half of tomato paste. Just a big glob, really. Mush and squish that around until the flavors are all comfortable with each other, and cook that for about 2 minutes more. Oh, it's really smoky. Oh God, it's really smoky. All right, you see these plump tomatoes? You put those right on in. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Now, if you have an immersion blender, I've done that. Done a little. Oh God. Okay. God. No, keep going. I'll cut this out. But if you don't have an immersion blender, then you're gonna wanna. Oh God. You're gonna wanna just. I'll do a clean take. But if you don't have an immersion blender, you're gonna wanna just use the back of this nice wooden spoon and do a mighty fine job of just crushing them. It'll take a sec. But if you use determination, you'll get a
fork works pretty well too.
A really nice.
I use the fork.
Sauce. Yeah, fork works well too. I don't have that with me. Okay, that's good. Thank you. Oof, sorry about that. A lot of smoke in the old eyes. Use your desired apparatus to squish and mush and mash it to your desired level of chunkiness. I like it mostly smooth but a little chunky. And while I don't know how authentic this is, I think adding a little bit of sweetness and a little bit of acidity just makes the flavors pop. People add sweetness in different ways, but I think the most common and certainly the easiest is a couple pinches of white sugar. And as for the acid, I like to add a glug or two of balsamic vinegar. It's really to your taste. You might notice that I am not adding any salt yet. It's always a good policy that if you are cooking a sauce or anything that's going to reduce, you shouldn't salt it until the end. If you salted it perfectly now, by the time it had reduced, it would be way too salty. I've definitely done it before with tomato sauce. Now you can put the lid on, slightly ajar, and simmer it on medium-low heat from anywhere to 1, 2, 3 or more hours. The longer you cook it, the more delicious it gets, believe me. Just make sure to check on it and stir it every once in a while. In the last 5 minutes of cooking, I like to add 2 more crushed or finely minced cloves of garlic. I like to salt it and taste it and salt it some more if it needs it. Oh, you can see everywhere around the fire became a dirty mud zone. And my secret little addition, a little pat of butter. It's so good, it's so luxurious, it just, it brings everything together. You gotta do it. And look at you. You've just made your very own tomato sauce, your isolation marinara. Make sure to serve with an ungodly amount of pasta, and I hope you enjoy that pasta to its fullest extent. I know we're all going through a really weird, rough time right now, but I hope that making warm, sleep-inducing food brings you as much comfort as it does to me. I tasted it again, by the way, and it needed something, and that something was lime juice. Everything needs a little bit of lime juice. Ain't nothing wrong with that.